anyone who is aware of himself, abides in his own nature, never get anxious, miserable at any time, under any circumstances. And the last verse revealed those circumstances like very, very human circumstances. Even when such a person is ridiculed, condemned, criticized by their own people, vritti, a domestic help, a person who is your subordinate, putreihi, by your child, your son or your daughter, kalatri, husband or wife, mitra, friends, dahitra, grandchildren, meaning they are condemned or ridiculed by the whole range of human relationships. The person doesn't feel any way affected or disturbed. The secret of it is the person is totally aware of himself, who he is. Because a bhrutya, a subordinate person, you are related to a subordinate person in a role of being a master, the employer. If you take the role of an employer as central to your existence, you shall be devastated by the insubordination. There's a disrespect, disdoubt to you. If the role of your father or mother is central to your existence, then putreihi, by children, son or daughter, condemned, disrespected, despised, you shall feel devastated. If the central to your existence is your being a husband or a wife, kalatra, then the whole world collapses. If the partner, the husband or wife, the lover or the beloved, apparently condemns or despises you. If your life moves around being a happy grandfather or a grandmother, the grandsons or granddaughters, they condemn you or criticize you, your life is devastated. Or if it is so important that your personality, who you are, moves around the role of being a good friend, benefactor, socialite, professor, learned man, holy person, then anyone who can condemn or being critical of these roles, you feel destroyed. Whereas, ask yourself, what is central to your existence? Are you dependent on a role? Understand, friends, even unconsciously, in your innocence born of ignorance, consciously identify with any of these roles, however simple or noble they may be, you are in for a rude shock in life. It's like you're standing on a carpet and the carpet from under your feet is pulled away. You fall head upside down. Your being who you are, central to your existence, which is independent of a role or any role, then the relative roles, father in relation to children, children in relation to parents, employer in relation to employed, a master in relation to a subordinate, a husband in relation to a wife in relation to a husband, riches in relation to wealth, or poor in relation to poverty, a prime minister in relation to a role. It just doesn't matter. You take that role to be yourself. However innocently you cling to it, you shall have a rude awakening. The wise one. And everybody has that potential wisdom. Understand, friends, everybody is not a father. Everybody is not a mother. Everybody is not a lover or a beloved. Everybody is not a grandfather or a grandmother. Everybody is not a husband or a wife. Everybody is not employed or unemployed, but everybody is himself. The earliest you appreciate, the better it is, because long before your extension of your body, your husbands, your wives, your parents, your children, affect you with what they say or do, understand your body is more important. In relation to your body, all these physical relationships are extended, and your body itself is continuously changing. So if you hold even your physical body central to your existence, conditions are so quickly changing. Now you are a child, now you are young, now you are a young adult, now you are an adult, early old age, and old and dilapidated, disintegrating. If you enjoy the rise of the youth, you shall be devastated by the fall of it. The physical body itself, if that becomes central to your existence, that is good enough for your suffering. Extensions like husbands, wives, parents, children, employed, unemployed, holy, unholy, powerful, less powerful, they only add to the confusion. If it is not the physical body or their extensions, it begins with a thought. If the thought is central to your existence, depend on a thought to be somebody. Your thoughts change, thoughts challenged, you feel affected. Your children challenge your role of parents. It's a challenge at the level of the thought. Your subordinates challenge you, a position outside. You feel challenged in your thoughts. So if a thought is central to your existence, and thoughts changing or being challenged, you shall feel destroyed, humiliated, affected, paralyzed, shaken, devastated in life. But when you see who you are, no roles of any kind, thoughts of any kind. You don't need a word, a name to be who you are. You don't need a thought to be who you are. Nor you are following an exotic practice to have an exotic identity. See, to be yourself who you are, you don't need anything. No names, no words, no thoughts, no perception, no sensation, no experience, no relationship of any kind. You are there everywhere. When you celebrate your freedom in yourself, the universe is always with you as though joins you. No more anybody appears helpless to you. Everybody divine, glorious, immortal, absolute. Others cannot see your wisdom, but you can sympathize with their ignorance. Others cannot appreciate the infinity, immortality that you are, but you can appreciate not only their infinity, immortal nature, but also how the person helplessly under the spell of ignorance feels condemned to a finite and mortal identity. Compassion blossoms in your heart effortlessly. You feel compassionate without feeling superior. Concerned, kind, without feeling superior. That is your being. To be who you are, you don't have to relate to anybody. While relating to somebody, in a way, whether it is father, mother, brother, employer, employee, in whatever way to relate, you must be there. For you to be, no relationship needed. To relate, you should be. And then happily relate around. Always in meditation. So sitting down here, you are not sitting down here as a listener, a student, a seeker. But you are yourself who you are. If my teaching invokes a student in you, you are in for trouble. If the scripture invokes a devout follower of you, you are in for trouble. If the practices invoke a special position for you, you are in for trouble. If a lifestyle invokes holiness or unholiness, again, you are in trouble. By learning the self-knowledge, you don't become a student, you be the self. You come as a seeker, but you go as the truth. Even while coming as a seeker, a listener, you are the truth, but unaware. The teacher and the teaching will not conform your role as a student, but shall take you beyond that role of a student or a seeker to be who you are. The I, which is holding on to the role of a student or a seeker, in relation to the teacher and the teaching, and was holding on to himself as a father or a son or a mother or a husband or a wife or a child, in relation to other relationships, that I is lost in the nameless. You come here to study, not to pick up a role or a new identity. And come here to be the follower of a truth, a faith or a religion or a God or a guru. You have enough of those roles outside. You come to the teaching to be the truth and not to be a follower of a teaching, practitioner of a practice, knower of ideas, a believer in beliefs. Who you are is not a matter of faith but a belief. It's a reality, an existence that you always are. In a moment of ignorance and of course in your wisdom. So be that. You are unaffected by everything, yet happy with the existence of everything. resistance. And that is the self-awareness that you are. Please chant these verses, please see that. So you see these things very clearly in yourself, okay? Now, please read this. Verse number 55, please read. Bhutyai putrai kalatraischa bahutraischapi gotrajaihi vihasya dikruto yogi nayati vikrutim manak santushto pina santushtaha khinopi nacha khidyate tasyaschariyam tasam tam tam tadrusha eva janate santushto pina santushtaha khinopi nacha khidyate tasyaschariyam dasam tam tam tadrusha eva janate. They are all amazing verses. The verses are amazing, do you know why? Because it deals with a subject which is amazing. Do you know why? Because you are the subject and you are amazing. It's like the Himalayan mountain. The theme is absolutely fantastic. If a person has not seen it and writes about Himalayas, nobody will be impressed by that description. But the person who has seen the majesty of Himalayas, and if he has the language at his command, oh, it will be Kalidasa. One who has seen the whole mountain range, and when he describes, it comes alive. If the person has not seen it, what shall he do? It's like the other day, I was reading it, already thinking of it, I'm laughing. The other day I was reading a joke. There was a small man means height-wise, 5 feet 2 or 5 feet 1, sitting on a rope. In front of him, there is a Goliath, big fellow, big guy, 6 feet 4. So this man looks back and asks this small fellow, "Can you see the screen?" In the movie theater. He said, "Can you see the screen?" He says, "No, I cannot." He said, "But it doesn't matter. You just look at me. Whenever I laugh, you laugh." How long can you laugh when somebody else laughs? Because when you see something and you laugh, it's different from you laugh because the other person is laughing. When you see the scriptures as it is, but you read, you speak because something is spoken, is a waste. Like a person was talking in a divine congregation that God speaks through me. The God speaks through me. His little daughter was with him and he said, "Father, you say God speaks through you, then why are you scoring the lines after every speech? Because you have got 5 points and scoring 1 point. It's not God speaking through you." Some people hold a paper, some points, see 1 point is gone, finished. They don't remember, finished. You will not remember a point that you have written down. But you cannot forget yourself because you are not, the self is not an object or a subject to be remembered. That is yourself. A thought can be forgotten. Certain points can be forgotten. But who you are, you understand the amazing dimension it is. That is why the verses are so beautiful. One who sees it, the descriptions also becomes indescribable. So fantastic, amazing. Are you interested in your description or are you interested in being yourself? This is very important. Or else, if you are just listening to the words, repetitions, the person who speaks doesn't convey, cannot convey. Person who listens, of course, therefore doesn't know what to do. But you go on meaninglessly engaging yourself in that engagement for the rest of your life, like the story of an eagle. A chicken happened to, while sitting on the own eggs, to hatch them, somebody had put an eagle egg. So that eagle chick also hatched. And with the hatching, hatched and we started moving around with the chicken babies. And after some time, he feels desperate to take off. He feels desperate to fly. And sees there are many birds are also flying. A story, she asked the mommy, "When am I going to fly?" And the chicken knows he can never fly, but doesn't want to admit his own weakness. So he tells baby, "Just wait, your time will come, your time will come." And the eagle baby does not resist. Not because he is wise, but because he doesn't want to hurt the baby, hurt the chicken who has hatched and so long taken care of him. Gratitude prevents him from challenging. When you stay with him in the wrong teaching for a certain time, the dedication with which the wrong teacher is teaching creates such a cloud of gratitude that the person cannot get out. Think of it. It's a solid disillusionment. Just because you are doing something, it has not helped you, but you are standing on your tail, drinking water through your ear. something somewhere. You are doing some funny stuff. Getting up at 3 o'clock night, putting yourself in cold water, singing for 3-4 hours continuously, repeating some mantras which you don't understand the meaning of it at all. But in the company of people, you have been doing it. They have provided you companionship, if not wisdom. They have helped you to spend your time, if not your life. Unconsciously, you become grateful. And you can get out of that hold. Truth, the absolute, doesn't brook any such attachment, dependence, gratitude. The spirit, the truth that you are, indomitable. Nobody can suppress it. So don't suppress it. You have to be free. And there is no question of waiting for that. Remember last few classes back I was telling you, waiting is pain. Any type of waiting is pain. Waiting for food is pain. Waiting for a person to come at a time is pain. Waiting for your youth, waiting to be healed. Waiting for the rain, waiting for the summer. Waiting. Any waiting is a pain. Lucky. In this truth, in your being, there is no waiting. In your being, there is no waiting. In the waiting, there can be being. You are and you choose to wait for relative stuff. You can wait for eternity. Why? Happily waiting. Be happy. Be the happiness. Be the happiness. Don't wait for happiness. Be the freedom, the absolute. Don't wait for the freedom, the absolute. Please see this very, very clear. The group is like a opium, like a drug. You get addicted to the group. You get addicted to companionship. You can get addicted to a practice, get addicted to a book, addicted to an idea. Understand? It's absolutely imperative that you must learn to shake yourself out of that. Completely shake yourself out of that. And the teaching is something, teacher is one, teaching is one, the books, the scriptures is one, which don't allow you to be addicted to them. Veda nirvedo bhavati. The Vedas become useless. How beautiful. Na guru naiva shishya, chidanandarupa shivoham shivoham. The teacher drops out. When the teacher is dropping out, teacher has always already dropped out. The student is holding on to him. Now what can you do? He wants to be the student of the teacher. He doesn't want to be the truth. Instead of being the self-knowledge, he becomes the teacher of the self-knowledge, becomes a dangerous person. Then he shall have a special significance, special charm, aura around him. I am a self-knowledge teacher, God. Like somebody is proud because he's a football coach, IT major, diplomat. So I am a self-knowledge teacher, meditation teacher. A special aura around him. So dangerous. It burns without being a fire. Recognizes truth. He cannot say it's unfortunate to have a student like that, because the student never burns. But what happens? The student, the person in his ignorance, holds on to the teacher or the teaching, instead of being himself. Understand? Will you do that? So the subject is so, all these verses are so beautiful, so amazing, because you, the subject, are so beautiful. And one who has written this knows about it. As you, so many years back, when somebody had asked me, how do I know that the teaching is correct? It's not such a big deal, very simple. Are you a good cook? May not be. What about a taster? Because nobody can create a taste, the bud of which is not on your tongue. You cannot cook, but you can taste. You cannot, you at this moment may not know the truth, but you know it when you listen to it. That is why keep your mind open, because since you are totally ignorant, even a relative truth will appear very much as a truth. But the truth is something which is ultimately never subject to cancellation on verification. As we are growing up, many relative truths will pick up by many relative identities. I'm a child? Yes, relative truth. I'm young? Yes, relative truth. I'm adult? Yes, relative truth. But then a doubt comes. If I am a young child, if I am young, if I am adult, then who am I? You are now going for the absolute. You are playing football, you are a player. Singing, singer. Dancing, dancer. Traveling, traveler. Climbing, climber. Hey, who am I this? All these are relative truths, but not absolute. Then who is this I? Absolute truth is only about yourself, who you are. And that when you know, that is the content of everything. So keep the mind open. When yada gantasi nirvedam srotavyasa srutasya. So beautiful in Bhagavad Gita it comes. When nirvedam gantasi, now you have reached a position. It's like people who go to, when shall I know I am on the Everest? Nothing is above you. Everything is below you. When you reach, when you see something in yourself as to who you are, no roles are there. And there is no role which you cannot play. In such a state, friends, that is what we saw that. Such a person, Shotriyam Devatam Tirtham Anganam Bhupatim Priyam Društva. Coming across a learned scholar, God's holy place, beautiful woman, opposite handsome men, Bhupatim, kings, powerful people, Priyam, very dear ones, Društva, having seen them, Sampujya, worshipping, interacting with them, Nakvapi Hrudivasana. Even that a whisper comes in the heart to linger that relationship or not to linger it. Even if God is there, let Him be. God as an object, a person as an object, let them be. I shall be with them. There is no false expectations. You can't be with anybody at all the time. Your own body you can't be. How is somebody? With your own thought. In any thought that is coming up, you can't be with it. Where is a new thought? There is only one place. And that place is everywhere. Yourself. And such a person, Vrityai, Putrei, how beautiful. In a human relationship, because if you are tired of a cave, you walk out. You're tired of an animal, sell it off. You're tired of a car, dispose it off. Tired of a house, change it. The trouble is, when you're tired of your husband, wife, mother, father, child, grandchild, children, domestic servants, gotraji, human relationship, relatives, human world, you can't just write off. That is why human world becomes so tough. Human world is tough, or you are stupid not to understand yourself, understand. Relationships are tough, or you don't know how to relate. Take the responsibility. Don't say children must change, grandchildren must change, parents must change, husbands must change, wives must change, the whole world must change, but I am the changeless. That will not work. They must change for me to be happy. You are embarking upon an impossible mission. It will never work. You are yourself. If they change, fantastic. Don't change, excellent. Allow them to be themselves. Allow them to be. In fact, who are you to allow? They shall be themselves, with or without your sanction. Understand the beauty. Will you allow your body to change? Can you say, I'm allowing my body to grow old? You can, it is your responsibility to keep it young and strong as far as possible. To help it to, what should you do to make it grow old? It grows. Keep it alive is your responsibility. For its death, you don't have to kill it. Just, even the healthiest way of living, the body will die away. Unhealthy, of course it will die earlier. Should you allow? Is it necessary I allow my mind to change? They change. But me, I am no more finding shelter, identification in this ever-changing universe. Gross universe, gross body, gross sense organs, subtle thoughts, ideas, concepts. I am myself. Such a person. Therefore, by these relative people, bihasya, either language, bihasya, being ridiculed, they will be ridiculing. Idiot, he could not affect anything. You think you are such a father, you don't have a car, you can't provide for my higher education, what nonsense are you talking? What type of mother you are? Look at other mothers. Look at what type of husband you are. Look at how many other husbands. What type of wife you are. Look at other wives. That is how people destroy each other. By comparison and contrasting. By comparing you and contrasting with others, they destroy you. Are you the sage? You too compare yourself and contrast yourself. Naturally, therefore, you are destroyed, devastated. The solution is not measuring up to them or not measuring up to them, but being and discovering and being an incomparable existence where there is no comparison. Atulaniya, no tulana, no comparison. Samam hi Brahma, same reality in and through everything. Understand? The space surrounding the young child, old child, small house, big house, fresh brick, oldest mountain, space is same, ageless. An example. Consciousness, self is same. It doesn't matter how fresh the thought is, how fresh the memory is, how young the body is, or how old the body is. Therefore, bihasya, when ridiculed by them, or dhikrutya means they despise you, they condemn you. You ugly monster, you stupid one, mentally degraded, physically degraded, ritualistically destroyed, you are unholy, spiritually or religiously condemned. doesn't feel affected. Why? Listen carefully. That is why a religion that condemns, the secularism that condemns, a teaching that condemns you to a limitation. What type of teaching is that? Because you are squarely and fairly condemned by everybody in this world. So you come to Upanishads, Vedas, also to be fairly and squarely condemned that you are useless, you can't understand. You are the truth. What is that you are going to understand? Are you getting the point? The beauty of this tradition. After listening, do you go back high, never to be low? After listening, do you go back with an idea as to who you are? Or with an idea, I don't think I can understand this thing. I don't think this is for me. This is very, very difficult. Huh? This is all about hope. There is no hopelessness. It's all about dreams, not nightmares. Dream, not in the ordinary sense, not a fading dream. It's a majestic reality, total existence. That is why such a person, Vikruti managapinayati, manak, iota. An iota of wavering doesn't take place inside, even when condemned. Worshipped, don't feel worshipped. Condemned, doesn't feel condemned. Recognized, doesn't feel recognized. Not recognized, doesn't feel unrecognized. How? Why? Because your estimation of yourself, your being who you are, does not depend on anybody or anything. Yesterday I was giving an example to a few students who were taking a class, were sitting down. 1,000 rupee note, pink note, everybody likes Gandhi, right? Pink note with 1,000 rupees. Everybody likes it. So the 1,000 rupee note you take, huh? The 1,000 rupee note you take. Show it to you. You want it? Yes. Now crumple it and throw it away. Is it 1,000 rupee or crumpled? Will you take it or not? Suppose there is a crumpled 1,000 rupee note there on the road. Will you take it or not take it? Of course take it. That dirty 1,000 rupee note in the garbage bin. Will you take it or not take it? Take it. Why? Whether it is in a dustbin, in the dust, crumpled, it doesn't make any difference, because the exchange value of the 1,000 rupee note nowhere diminishes, because it is crumpled, dusted, garbaged. Infinity, absolute that you are. Doesn't matter you are crumpled, garbaged, dusted, inside the dust, in all the prasansa, praise or disdain, you remain you, who you are. Therefore, adored doesn't feel adored, recognized doesn't feel recognized, respected doesn't feel respected, disrespected doesn't feel disrespected, because it is other person's version of him, it is not his version of himself. So this is the reality. How beautiful. In Bhagavad Gita, what Bhagavan says? Uddharet atmanatmanam, natmanam avasadayat. May you lift yourself by yourself. Atmanam na avasadayat. Never may you look down upon yourself. When you do not look down upon yourself, you shall not look down upon anybody. The beauty, that is the extension. When you say, never look down upon yourself, the corollary is not look down upon everybody else. Because some people want to be great by pulling down great people. Some people want to be famous by destroying the famous. This is like a theft. I can't earn money, listen, I can't earn money, but I loot a person who has earned money. What is a dacoit? Who is a terrorist? He kills the fellow who has got $1 million and takes the million, an overnight millionaire. That is how people want. The person wants to be great by destroying the great. So when he says, never look down upon yourself, it does not mean look down upon others and therefore be superior. No, no, no. When you don't look down upon yourself, you shall not look down upon others. Why? Because I am who I am. My happiness, my greatness doesn't depend upon what I have, but who I am. Who I am, limitless. What I have, limited. So I love myself for who I am. I accept what I have. Same principle for everybody. I accept them for who they are. And I appreciate them for what they are. And never you confuse between what they have and who they are. See that. Therefore, living in the human world, or living in a, where? Vilasanti mahagaurehi, mahabhogehi, vishanti girigavaran. Whether they are living in a palace, vilasanti mahabhogi, they are enjoying, luxuriating in the huge palaces. Or vishanti girigavaran, enter into totally simple, bare, naked cave. In both the places, emperors. Rama, when he went to the forest, did you call him a forest dweller? The king of Ayodhya walking in the forest. In the palace he is a king. In the forest also he is king. But a person is poor. If he thinks he is poor, in palace also he is poor. Poor man in the palace. I don't know what to do. Because he is in a palace. But he doesn't know what to do. But the person who recognizes himself, wherever he is, same divinity. You carry your happiness with yourself. You carry your fulfillment with yourself wherever you go. There is no question of any time you being affected by it. Whereas the ignorant person, even if you put in a best place, the fellow will be miserable. It will come later on. So please the red one. Next one we say, Santushtopi na santushta. In a language. Khinnopi na cha khidyate. Santushtopi na santushta. He shall appear very satisfied, very contented. Santushtopi na santushta. Santushtopi na santushta. Even if he contented, listen carefully. This contentment doesn't depend upon because I have 10,000 rupees or because I am in a particular position. No. Appears very comfortable with certain things, but his comfort does not depend upon those things. He is with himself. Khinnopi naja khidyate. Suppose one stone falls on the foot. Can he say, stone has fallen on my foot? Khinna na khidyate. Appears to be hit, but unhit inside. Nice food. Oh, enjoying. Taste of it, take it away and see whether he is losing it, missing it. That is the beauty. That is, you don't pass judgment on others, you pass judgment on yourself. You look at yourself. Oh, look at the fellow who is enjoying. How do you know he is enjoying or suffering? If suppose you are enjoying your house, enjoying your car, until one day your house is burgled, raided by the income tax people, or the car is stolen, then what happens? Oh my word, how people die. The other day news came, no, as the person saw his own shop on fire, died, heart attack. You see your father or mother or husband or wife or child whom you like is falling sick, some people can die, heart attack. The whole world collapses. People commit suicide. If they don't collapse automatically, they artificially commit suicide. Committing suicide, kill their body off. Or completely withdrawn from everybody and everything. Listen here. You can withdraw yourself from everybody and everything, but you are not resisting the anybody coming around or anything happening around, because it's normal. People commit suicide because they can't take it. Something happens. Whereas wise person, santushta, looks very contented. Average person shall see, yeah, why should he not be contented? He has a house, he has a car, he has a swimming pool, he goes around everywhere, so why not be? They don't understand, even when everything is taken away, the person still remains absolutely comfortable with himself. When body is suffering, things are taken away, somebody is dead, Kinnam, oh, like Rama, crying for Sita, miserable. So shall we say the wisdom is forgotten? This is where the non-believers, the atheists shall complain. See, you call Rama as a god, then how was he crying? Hey, as a husband he can cry for his wife, but as God he doesn't, or as a wise person he doesn't. So who says that wise person should not cry? Who says the wise person should not laugh? Unhappy people cry. Is it so? You are unhappy. Don't you smile many times just to hide your unhappiness? Happy people smile. Really? Unhappy people also smile. No particular behavior can be connected with a particular state of mind. Are you getting that point, please? You cannot equate a particular behavior with a particular state of mind. You can be very miserable, yet very, very crying and all that. Understand? You can be very miserable, you can be very happy, but appear very miserable. You have got a $10 million million euro prize, jackpot you won, but you shall appear very miserable. Why? Your brother is coming, he may ask you 1,000 rupees. You have 10 million, but you appear very miserable, or else everybody will ask you, no? So what will, by chance, everybody talks about, small people will talk about, yesterday I got 5,000 rupees. You have got 500 million, but you will not talk about it. This fellow is so happy about 5,000 rupees. But because if you say, oh, I have got 500 million, then suddenly everybody will say, can I? Therefore you pretend totally miserable, right? Who will know? Ordinary person feels so happy, so confident, so everybody starts demanding from them. Poor things. Do not, please, for God's sake, do that. Do not pass judgment on somebody. You look at yourself. Santushto vina santushta. There is all comfort, satisfaction in life, but your being satisfied doesn't depend upon these comforts. There may be discomfort outside, but that doesn't anyway affect the happiness, the contentment, the fulfillment that you are. It's such an unimaginable, amazing contrast. Always at rest, yet looks restless. Always seems to be restless and active, but so restful. Tasya Ascharya Dasham. This is Ascharya Dasha. A wonderful, unimaginable condition. That is one's own nature. Tadrusha Taneva Jananti. Such people will understand such people. Others cannot understand it. You want to understand a wise man? Be wise. You cannot recognize a wise person until you are wise. And once you are wise, you don't bother to find out who is wise or not wise. Hitting that point, please. It's like in anything. You want to be a top-class mathematician? You want to recognize a top-class mathematician? You must know top-class mathematics. Without your being a top-class mathematician, how are you going to know a top-class mathematician? Suppose your mathematics knowledge is confined to 3 fours are 12, 5 fours are 20. If somebody quickly says 3 fours are 12, 5 fours are 20, great person. That is your level. There are people who can do amazing calculations inside. What all principles and all these things, nobody will appreciate. Very, very. There was a nice story, One day there was a very learned scholar, and he was the teacher of the king. And when you teach a more powerful person than you are in a disadvantageous position, because you have to convince the fellow. Now, instead of the teacher, the student asking for the knowledge, you have to go on giving him better knowledge, because you think he is such a, you have to impress. That is the most helpless condition. That is why when self-knowledge is taught, you are not sitting down teaching the managing directors and governors and the kings and the no. Idiot sitting down. Simple. Not that the king is sitting down. You understand? That is where Shishya Bhakti becomes terrible. Instead of Guru Bhakti, Shishya Bhakti. Devotion to the student. Who is coming to my class? Is that the governor of the state? He is coming. So governor learns that in idiotic position. The fool will retire any day. Anyways, the fellow was teaching the king. And he was teaching him some very complicated concepts in, call it mathematics, let's say. Very complicated concept. And then after he said, sir, did you understand? He says, no. Second time, did you understand? No. After another 1 or 2 days, sir, did you understand? No. He said, look, this is what it is. Very true. I may not, you may not grasp it, but this is something very, very true. This is what the whole principle is. He said, then you could have told me in the first day that you are absolutely true, you are absolutely convinced that this is the truth all about. Then you could have gone to the next step. It doesn't understand whether I know it or not. You know it is right, no? Go to the next step. You can laugh at the king, right? But you know what we do? We do exactly the same thing. About the blind belief in a God or the reality or anything. You don't know. But the person is very convinced. Without convincing yourself, you move on with the belief. How? How? You don't have a belief, you don't know it. But because somebody is talking with confidence, you move with it. That is, the real teaching is to challenge your confidence. If you say you understand, the teacher will challenge. Okay, what did you understand? In Kenopanishad, so beautifully comes. When the student says, I understand it, the teacher says, if you think you know, you don't know anything. That is because a Upanishadic teacher. If there is some experience-oriented teacher, practice-oriented teacher, information-oriented teachers, he shall take the credit. See, I told them, they understood. Challenge their understanding. Are you picking up an idea? Are you identifying with an idea or a concept? Or you are being yourself? Because if you are identifying with an idea, holding on to a concept, when that concept is challenged, concept is withdrawn, thoughts are forgotten, you will be miserable. You cannot say, I am happy, and then you will be unhappy after a few days. You can't say I am immortal. There is no temporary immortality. Understand? There is no temporary immortality. There is no temporary, there is no relative absolute understanding. You can't say that. It's very difficult. In ordinary things, it is possible. The fellows were gone for a picnic. When they are gone for a picnic, and one fellow was wounded, and then the group reported, Appa, it is really lucky that we had a car. Why? Because we could take him to the hospital immediately. But what happened? The car ran over him. So the car, because of the car, the accident took place. Now therefore the car becomes a blessing, right? Imagine, think of it. Sometimes the teacher will create a problem and then teacher will create a solution, right? Should it be like that? Continuously solving the problem? Or at one time you be the solution and there is nothing called a problem. I am the solution. I have a problem. You understand? I am the solution. Who I am is the solution. I am the freedom, liberation, love, name it anything you like. But the relative problem you have, just because you understand yourself, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, everything else is nothing but the Brahman, the absolute, that does not mean you don't have a stomachache. That does not mean you don't have your knee pain, joint pain. That doesn't mean you will not have a headache. That does not mean your children will not behave atrociously. That does not mean your electricity will not fail. All these things will continue. But even in the midst of all these relative imbroglios, relative inconveniences, you are changeless, absolute meditation. Tadrushata anevajana. So such people, they can relate with the happy people, very happy, but nothing has changed inside. With the miserable people, very miserable, nothing has changed inside. Dukhe dukhi, sukhini sukhavan, bhogini prapta bhoga, maune mauni gudini gunavan, pandite panditascha. In the company of the maunas, the people who keep quiet, they keep very quiet. Speaking, they don't speak. This person is mauni because he doesn't speak. Here speaking also they don't speak. Therefore they can choose to speak, they can choose not to speak. If somebody is speaking, speak with him. Not speaking, don't speak with him. Both ways you are wise. But the person who is speaking tired finds relief in not speaking. Person who finds relief in not speaking or feels tired of not speaking, start to speak. Alternate between this and that. Wise man, comfortable speaking, comfortable not speaking. Maune, mauni, gunini, gunavan. Among the gunis, the gunavan. Because the other person is gunavan because of a guna. Because he has a particular quality, he seems so extraordinary. Here the person is extraordinary with no quality, with any quality. Panditaya panditasya. Among the learned scholars, the wisest, why? Panda Brahma Vidya Asyasti. Here, when other person can run out of subject, history, chemistry, mathematics, how long? You can go on, talk. Listen. This subject is infinity. Dukhe dukhi, in the company of miserable, miserable. Sukhini sukhavan, in the company of happy people, happy. Meaning thereby, jale jalam, taile tailam. Water in the water, oil in the oil. Merges. So comfortable with everything. Tadrushata anevajana. Such people, such people. Don't try to find a wise man. Be wise. You will recognize Ananda. Or there is no need for recognizing Ananda. Okay? Continue. Read next two verses. Kartavya teva samsara natam pashyanti suraya shunyakara nirakara nirvikara niramaya akurvan api sankshovat vyagra sarvatra mudadihi kurvanna pitu krutyani kushalohi nirakulah kartavyateva samsarah natam pashyanti surayah shunyakara nirakara nirvikara niramaya akurvan api sankshovat vyagra sarvatra mudadihi kurvanna pitrukutyani kushalo hi nirakula hai. So sweet verses, you will love it. When you understand it, you will adore it. You will hold on. Oh, so sweet verses. Do you know why? What language is it? You can see it completely relieves you of any type of anxiety. You know what? Look at the definition. Kartavyata vai samsara. What is samsara? Samsara, you understand? Samsara is a term. You know, samsara means, everybody gets, samsara means what? Where you are lost in the in the midst of changes. Nothing is under control. Everything is in the flux. Samsara. This is samsara. You organize something, by the time you fixed up everything, something else is going on. You fix the car, tire is punctured. Think of it. You fix the tire, the seat is now shaking. The seat is all right, the spokes are gone. The car is fine, suddenly the engine is heating up. Then fixed up the house, the roof is leaking. The roof is fixed, water has gone. Beautiful, isn't it? Not only the world around, but your own physical body. You take care of the toes, knee joint started. The joint you are taken care, thigh is gone. The thigh is taken care, abdomen is finished. Abdomen is all right, heart has gone. Heart is going wonderful, eyes are going crazy. Eyes are all right, ears have gone crazy. Ears have gone, head is aching. Head is gone, foot is again aching. Now what do you do? It's a circle. Samsara. What do you say? Ayyo, I'm tired. Now the wife is so cute, husband is so, parents are so sweet, children are so wonderful. Now everybody is Rakshas. Everybody is fine. But that brother-in-law, oh. Now you fix the brother-in-law, now the sister-in-law goes crazy. Now fix the sister-in-law, now the father has gone. Oh. What is? Everybody is all right, bus service is not. You understand? It is the samsara. Everything driving you crazy. And what is your expectation? Kartavyata eva hi samsara. Kartavyata means kartum yogyam. This is to be done. Meaning, this is how it should be. This expectation is samsara. Now, this is what must be done. This is samsara. Because whatever you expect, that does not happen. This is what I must do. Kartavyata. Kartavyata means I must do this, It's like what? To be, listen carefully, so beautiful. To be happy, I must renounce everything. Conditional. You can't renounce everything. Even after an ordinary person renounces everything, he cannot renounce the idea that he has renounced. Therefore, samsara. To be happy, I must be the richest man in the world. Difficult to fulfill the condition. Even when you fulfill the condition, you are feeling insecure. Somebody is going to beat you to the number 2 position, 1 position. See? I should not sleep in the daytime, but I feel sleepy. I should not eat garlic, but I feel like eating garlic. That is the samsara. You understand? If wisdom, to appreciate, if the wisdom is associated with conditions, what way it is different from these advertisements in the newspaper? Very cheap ticket, conditions apply. And what are the conditions? Ticket 1 rupee, tax 9,000. I love you. I love you. I love you. Conditions apply. What is that? You will do whatever I want you to do. You should not do anything that I don't want you to do. Beautiful love. You understand? Conditions apply. So what is wisdom? Conditions apply. You should be not you should not do like this, you should not see, you should not hear, you shouldn't touch, you should not smell, you should not taste, or you should see, you should taste, you should tell. You should not have these thoughts, you should have these. What? You talk to freedom, and freedom comes with a condition. What type of freedom is that? What type of freedom is there where conditions apply? Oh. You can have conditions for easy, comfortable, harmonious movement in the relative world. Like driving on the road. Conditions apply. And I am free to drive. Yes, you are free to drive. When there is nobody, free to drive. But when there is second person, conditions apply. Therefore, left side or right side. But when there is nobody, which side? Left side, right side. Even you can back up also and go. Nobody is there on the road, you know. On your driveway, what conditions apply? What rules to apply on your driveway? On your own driveway, should you go forward or backward? Anything. With brake, without brake. Left side, right side. Should you give an indicator to go on your... Nothing. Because you are on your backyard. But the moment you step out, so conditions apply for a relative world. But no conditions apply to be yourself who you are. Listen carefully, friends. You can say, I am the happiness, I am the immortal. Yes, but for your physical body, mortality to be maintained, conditions apply. Don't overeat. Don't eat too much of sugar. Don't take too much of fat. Conditions apply. But I am immortal. Yes, immortal. The conditions are not for immortality. The conditions are for maintaining the mortality. So that sense of, to be done or not to be done, kartavyata visansar, this is expected, this should not be done or this should be done, this is what exactly should be, that is samsara. Suraya tam na pashyanti. The wise person has no such conditions in life. Are you happy? Yes. Why? But why? I am the happiness. But why? Are you contented? Are you in love? Are you the love? Freedom? Yes. Why? What? Why? There is no reason. With the moment there is a reason, that is the condition. And get that. Please ask yourself. That is why observe yourself. So, some people ask many times, this question, I don't know, why am I suddenly feeling so nice? That is why they feel insecure. Because that sudden feeling of so nice will one day suddenly go away also. As suddenly feeling so nice, suddenly you feel so depressed also. Because the reason is unknown, but there is a reason, but it is unknown. Therefore, another unknown comes up, your happiness is gone, finished. The wise man will not say, I am feeling very happy. I don't know why. I am feeling very happy. Why? I am the happiness. I am feeling so beautiful. Why? Because I am the beauty. I am the immortality, like everybody else is though. And that is why the whole creation is beautiful. So, in such wisdom, you know who is the companion for this wise person? The entire universe. Sky, blue or cloudy, air, water, fire, earth. The entire landscape, body as it is, thought as it is. No conditions apply. Should not rain, should not be hot, this bird should not sing, that river should not flow. No such thing. Body should be like this or that way, the nose should be like this or that way. No conditions apply. Thought, forget it. Any thought is fine. Nothing influences me. In my presence, everything gains beauty. You pick up the shell from the river, from the mountain. The river also is there. It's in the sea, from the ocean bed. Why? Because there is a precious pearl inside. The whole thing is precious because there is pearl inside. If there is no pearl, because there is a pearl inside, very precious. That land, that piece of land is very important because there is gold inside. Don't you feel that? How precious your physical body. Priceless. Why? Immortality within, without. That is why there is a beautiful verse in Sanskrit. Brahma jnanamrutena truptasya krutakrutyasya yoginah naivasti kinchit kartavyam asti chet nasa brahmavit. Amazing verse. Jnanamrutena truptasya krutakrutyasya yoginah. For this yogi, one who is aware of himself. Why? Jnanamrutena truptasya. Who is totally satisfied, contented with Jnanamruta, drinking this elixir of the knowledge, meaning being one with this absolute ocean of wisdom himself. Krutakritya, he has done all that is Krutyam Krutameva. Anything that is to be done, he has already done. Anything you want to do in order to be happy, when you are happy, you have as well done everything. Nothing else needs to be done for your happiness. Krutakritya. Nothing else remains to be done in life. Asti chet krutakritya naivasti kinchit kartavyam. For him there is nothing to be done. Listen carefully. For him there is no such thing. Kartavyam asti. There is no such thing to be done. Kartum yogya. To be done. For what? For happiness sake. For sake of love, happiness, security, contentment, freedom, immortality. There is nothing needs to be done. One who knows it, wise person. And if somebody feels asti chet, I must not look at this, or I must see only this. I should not touch, or should touch only this. I should not speak or not speak only this. I should not or should do only these things. Asti chet. If such conditions apply, nasa brahmavid, he does not know the truth. There is no such thing which you cannot take. You cannot be with. You can be with the worst of disasters. And you can be with the best of things. There is nothing which you cannot give up. Because what is there to give up? Nothing is mine to give up. Already everything is given up. So what is that I have to give up? Everything is already given up. It's not mine. When your ownership is not there, it's already given up. Are you getting that? When you own something, then only it is. You own it to give it up. Suppose you don't own it. This is a highway. Whose it is? The stars and planets and galaxies, whose it is? Yours. Even you have to give up, you know how, you understand that language? Suppose I say you give up. Give up means what am I expecting you to give up? Ocean? Stars and planets? All the multi-story building all over the world? When you say give up means what? Now you have to find out what is mine. Little bank balance, 500 rupees, mine. Half a feet land, when I am standing, or one bedroom, half a bedroom, mine. My job, mine. One man or one woman, mine. You see that how you can own a land because the land doesn't resist. Can you own a man or own a woman? Very long, very hefty lessons in life. No. Body doesn't feel owned, but you say my body. My thought, For a wise person, there is nothing to give up, because nothing is his to be given up. And therefore everything is his. You enjoy the sky. To enjoy the sky, how much of the sky we should own? To enjoy the sunrise, sunset, should you own a sunrise, sun and mountain? To enjoy the song of the cuckoos, shall you be a cuckoo to own a cuckoo? Therefore there is nothing to be given or to be possessed, own or deserve, to do or not to do. There is no such thing. Sunyakara, Nirakara, Nirvikara, Niramaya. Such people. Shunya akara, shunyam. Everything is void, empty, in a sense, full of emptiness. Shunya akara. There is no thought to be given up or to be hard, no object, no nothing. Shunya akara. Nirakara, no form. Nirvikara, no modifications of any kind needed. For me to be me, for your being, no becoming is needed. For your being, no becoming or no changing is needed. Niramaya, and therefore no amaya, no dosha, no limitations of any kind. That is how the wise person is. Akuruvan, such a person, kuruvannapi nakrutyani, kushalohi nirakulaha. Kuruvannapi nakrutyani. Even while engaging themselves in all the activities in life, they do not become the doers. They don't get the credit. They don't take the credit. They don't assume the credit. Even if somebody gives them a credit, they don't bother about it. Krutyani nakinjit. Kuruvannapi na krutyani. Doing, they don't take any credit whatsoever. Whereas, Mudadihi, the person is ignorant, akurvanapi, even if he is not doing anything physically, sankshobhyat, because of the agitation inside, sarvatra vyagra, always anxious. The ignorant man simply sitting is always anxious. The wise man, everything doing at all the time, absolutely restful. How fantastic, huh? See the sweetness of it, huh? So the beauty of it. The person who is always happy with himself can be 24/7 also active. Why? What else to do? Pasyan, Shunman, Spushan, Jigran, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, doing all the physical activities, reading, studying, writing, talking, cultivating, building, driving, climbing the mountain, sleeping, lying down. In everything, the person is wise man sleeping, wise man walking, wise man dreaming, wise man cooking, wise man eating, wise man help. You want all the time the person is wise, the ultimate, the absolute. Whereas the ignorant person, even if he doesn't do anything, bhikshobhyat, because of the shankshobhat, because of the shobha. What is that? Restlessness, kshobha. I don't know what to do. Oof. If I do, I am tired. I don't do also, I am bored. You do, you bored. You don't do also, you are bored. What a fantastic, very enviable position. What a thing it is. Wise person doing anything, no problem. That is why the rules don't apply. What is the rules apply? See, when you take away the riches of the rich, think, the person who considers himself rich and comfortable because of his riches, if you take it away from that, then the fellow feels deprived. The person who is happy with himself, but happens to own a kingdom or any number of riches, you take it away, the person is still happy with himself. That is why the person doesn't feel deprived. Okay, he had nothing to do outside. Now you put him in a place, in house arrest, you cannot do anything. That also is no problem, because he has nothing to do outside, he has nothing to do inside. What way the position, anything is changing? Happy to act, happy not to act. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Are you restless? Any time? Oh, this is not happening, that is not happening. This is going like this, that is going like that. Yes, to handle a situation you can do that, but deep within, nirakulaha, there is absolutely no hint of anxiety. Only you can know. Who else can know? Think. Only you can know whether you are restful while being active or you are restless in activity. Whether you are restful and inactive or you are restful in activity, only you shall know. Nobody else can know for you. That is why, if you are aware of yourself, kurvannapi tu krutyani kushalo hi nirakula. The person kushala is not affected. That is a kushala. That word kushala, you know, in Yoga Shastra, in Bhagavad Gita has come. Yoga karmasu kausalam. Yoga karmasu kausalam. What is yoga? Karmasu kausalam. One who dexterity in action. Yes, English translation is very, very literal. Dexterity in action is yoga. Dexterity, efficiency in action is yoga. That means a pickpocket who can do it without your knowing about it, great yogi. Yoga karma suppose. That is why these things, that's why you must understand the language. Yoga karma supausalam, dexterity in action is yoga. So what is dexterity in action? That means the one who is managing director of a multinational company is a great yogi. Really? Then by chance it fails, why does he commit suicide? His $2 million job is taken away, he walks into the water. Why? Yoga karma supausalam. No. Kushala is an amazing word in Sanskrit. Kusham lati iti kushala. Kusham lati. Kusha is a grass. Kusha grass. Those days, in the ancient time, when the students were going to the Gurukula, they were supposed to be taking the Kusha grass, which is used for the rituals. In the days when there is no Vedic rituals are going on, or then what shall you take? You go to, I am a very traditionalist. I go to my teacher taking Kusha grass. All right, feed the grass to the fellow. Right? Those were the Kusha grass. Now it is different. No, times have changed. So you bring different things. You bring Kusha grass, what shall you bring? Acha. Why should they say if you don't take Kusha grass, you are not a teacher? You don't bring an apple, you will be not a student? The idea was this. Why they take a dakshina? Because nothing is charged. When you are a student, nobody demands any money. That's why it's, pay and learn. No. Learn. Free. People who learn and go away, they support the cause. It's a big discussion that. In Taittiriya Upanishad it comes. So they do that. So when they do it so that the person is, other persons learn it freely. When a person comes with something, it symbolizes that I am ready to serve. What? So that I can get the knowledge. What is that knowledge? Why do you bring Kusha? Listen, Kusha grass? Because Kusha grass is very sharp. If you don't know how to pluck, it will cut your finger both the sides. It's very sharp grass. Like a blade. You touch the blade, before you know it, your hand is cut, right or wrong? Does it happen? Kusha grass is like that, so sharp. If you don't know how to cut it, you touch it, your hand can get cut. So one who can pluck a kusha grass without bleeding, without wounding, without cutting his own finger, such a person is a kushala. He cuts the grass, but it doesn't get cut. He cuts it, but doesn't cut his own hand. He cuts it, but doesn't cut his own hand. He kushala. Yoga karmasu kausala. Karmana vadhyate jantu. Action by itself has no tendency to bind you. But an actor can be bound by an action. I did or I did not do. Now, one who can act without being an actor, kushala. If you can see without being a seer, you are conscious of seeing, but you don't assume the role of a seer. You are conscious of touching, smelling, experiencing, but you don't assume yourself an experiencer. Because if being an experiencer gives you pride in the absence of that experience, you shall be a void. You will be dismissed. You will be affected. Why did it? Somebody doesn't appreciate, you feel destroyed. Somebody appreciates, you feel great. That is why inevitably you shall see people, after finishing everything, they wait for, they will be moving around as though they don't expect anything. But the moment you tell them, sir, you did it, wow. There will be a wave of relief. Oh, my contributions are recognized. If you are smart, you can punish them deliberately, ignoring them and praising somebody else. Then this fellow will be That is why if you are very conscious, you can test out. You know what the fellow is expecting. Therefore, There are some people who really just do it for doing sake. Even if you force them to give the credit, they will not take the credit. Therefore, by chance you push discredit on them, they are also untouched by it. If you take the credit, you cannot escape discredit. If you are enjoying living without being immortal, you shall suffer the dying. Suppose you are immortal and you are enjoying the living, you shall also enjoy the disintegration of the body. Well, I am who I am. Now with this body, now without this body. I am who I am, now I'm eating, now cannot eat. You same thing, as simple and as profound as that. So kusala hoy nirakula, such a person, kuruvannapi, while doing, there is no doership in himself. You are living. If I don't have a sense that I am living, while dying, how can I have a sense of dying? The body is changing. Okay? Such a person, what he does? Read very cute verse. Sukhamaste sukham shete sukhamayati yati cha sukham bhakti sukham bhungte vyavaharo pishantadi svabhat yasya naivarti lokavat vyavaharinah maharadaivaakshobhya vata klesha nasovate sukhamaste sukham sete sukhamayati yati cha sukham bhakti sukham bhungte vyavaharo pishantadi svabhat yasya naivarti lokavat vyavaharinah maharadaivaakshobhyah gata kleshasya sovati. So such a person with us remains happy with himself. What happened? Sukhamaste. Sukhamaste. Sitting down, wherever is sitting down, Sukhamaste, happily sitting down. Sukham shete, happily sleeping. Sukham ayati, happily comes. Sukham yati, happily goes. Sukham vakti, happily speaks. Sukham bhunte, happily eats. Vyavaharopi, doing everything. Shantadi, always happy, restful with himself. So what does the happy man do? What do you do to be happy? Aste, Shantadi, aste, sete, ayati, yati, sit down, sleeping, comes and goes. You don't come and go for happiness. You don't sleep or sit down for happiness. You don't eat or don't eat happiness. You don't eat for happiness. You don't speak for happiness. You are happy, happily speaking, happily sitting down, happily sleeping, happily eating, happily seeing, happily touching, happily tasting, happily smelling, happily hearing, happily acting, happily walking, happily thinking, happily not thinking, happily not watching, happily sleeping, happily not seeing, happily not doing, happy, happy. If you are, by sitting down you are happy, if you not sit, oh, tired, oh. Very, watching a movie you are very happy, electricity goes, pralaya. There is a disaster. Why? Electricity goes. Right? Like children, playing with the toys, very happy. Take out the toys, how the children will behave, very sweet. Suppose take out the toys, all the toys. But the children will say, Mommy, I say, darling, don't you eat? You are taking away all my toys and giving it to my neighbors. You just take the toy and see what happens. The roof will come down, the sky will fall. Now, grown-up babies, 30-year-old babies, 40-year-old babies, 50-year-old babies, 60-year-old babies, 70-year-old babies, 90-year-old babies, they have their own toys. Gold is my toy, position is my toy, my husband is my toy, my daughter is my toy, my respect is my toy, my position is my toy, my image in the society is my toy. Touch their toy. The sky collapses. The gods are thrown. The beliefs are sacrificed. The whole world is condemned. Why? My interest is harmed. You become a terrorist. That is why there are terrorists living inside your house. You don't recognize. That is why you are a terrorist. You don't recognize. You terrorize people. You understand? You terrorize. Why? Because your interest is not taken care. The happy person, like Shiva, swallows the poison, never gets killed. If two people fight, if both have things, two people fight and both are fighters, what will happen? Killed. If one person, one who goes away, what shall he say? What the people will say? That fellow is defeated. Maybe. Retreat is better part of the valor. The fellow goes away so that both people are protected. Understand? The person goes away, the one retreats so that both are protected. The world is watching, they enjoy the fight. They don't, are you getting that? The world enjoys the fight. Who are fighting? Two people fighting. The whole world enjoys the fight. They don't save any of the two. These two fools are fighting. Have you not seen that? Husband, wife fighting. Two brothers fighting. Brother, sister fighting. Two persons fighting. Whatever with the role. Superior, inferior, master, slave, employer, employee, whatever. You understand? Two are fighting. The whole world is watching. They kill themselves. Everybody, stupid fools. Why should they fight? If somebody runs away, retreats, both are saved. But in arrogance, what happens? The person who retreats gives life to the other person also. Because he is strong, he retreats. Weak one will never retreat. Because the weak one will feel, I don't want to be defeated. He will kill himself. I should be alive to enjoy my victory, even relish my defeat. Because who I am does not depend upon the victory or the defeat. Listen carefully. That is why such a person, Sukhamaste, happily sleeps, happily does happily. So happily admits a defeat. Happily withdraws. Happily gives up. Happily renounces. Happily disowns. Happily owns. Everything is happily. For average person, owning is happiness, disowning is unhappiness. Is it true always? Indulgence is happiness, renunciation unhappiness. Is it true always? Possession is happiness, disposition is unhappiness. Is it true always? Sometimes disposition is happiness, possession is a headache. One who goes beyond the both, Sukhamaste, happily sleeps, happily sits down, happily acts. Happily sleeps, happily wakes up. Happily comes, happily goes. Only coming into the house is happiness. Going? Are you a child or what? The children are with their friends playing. Going into that playroom, fantastic. Try to take them away from the playroom. Appa. Now how do you say? Look at the baby. But what about you? They have their playfield in a small room with balloons. You have your playfield extended to your big house. TVs, these, that. Bigger babies, more toys. 5-bedroom house, 10-bedroom house, 10-story house for one person. Doesn't matter, you have 100,000 rooms. Are you a happy man or the rooms make you happy? If the rooms make you happy, 100,000 rooms will make you more miserable. That is why greater is your dependence on the objects, greater number of objects you depend upon for your happiness, greater chances of unhappiness. But happiness, unhappiness being the relative happiness, unhappiness being what it is, there is no kingly royal happiness and royal unhappiness. There is no poor man's happiness, poor man's unhappiness. Whether you are unhappy for one object or a kingdom, one and the same. If your happiness is dependent on even a single object, you are as insecure as even a king is dependent upon a kingdom. Therefore, being happy with yourself, being yourself, who you are, Sukhamaste, Sukham Sete, Sukham Bhunte, Vyavaharopi, doing all the activities, Shantadi, always, like eye of disciple, always at rest with himself. Svabhatasya naiva arti. Language, we must, our lives have been, fall prostrated to the feet of these people who have written these minds. Should you, just little transgressing, just moving. Now in India there is an argument as to Sanskrit should be taught in the college or in the Kendriya Vidyalaya Central, or the German should be taught, or French should be taught, or the Spanish should be taught. Can you be? Teach Sanskrit. Anybody can choose any foreign language, it doesn't matter, but Sanskrit must be compulsory. Without Sanskrit, what is your access to these things? Yes, there are other translations are available, right, but nothing like reading the original. It's like however much you say the painting is just like Da Vinci, the painting is just like that of the Picasso, an authentic copy, still nothing like the original. Kushala, how are you trying to Kushala, that one word you have to translate in English to give the meaning. Kushalati, Kushala. How are you doing Kushala? In one word Kushala, what shall you say? You are translating it as dexterous or efficient. That is not the mistake of the Kushala, the language. Here the Kushala means something. Atma. What is Atma? Atma. The word Atma. Aham. I. Also, apnoti, adatte, vyapnoti. That which is all pervasive, all pervading, which owns everything, yet there is nothing owned by it. Brahman. What is Brahman? Bruhatatvat, that is bigger than the biggest. Brahmanat, accommodates everything. Translate in English, how do you say Brahman? And if you write B-R-A-H-M-N, it is Brahman or Brahman, God knows. B-R-A-Bra, B-R-A-Bra. So B-R-A-H-M-A-N, what? Brahman. B-R-A-H-M-N, Brahman. So if you are a fellow who is bashing the tradition, see, Brahman, you must be Brahman, you must be a high caste. He's not talking Brahman. The same way you write. That is why I understand this language. Yet, don't be a language fanatic. Because of the Sanskrit, the truth is not existing. Because there is a truth, it is expressed in a language like that. Okay, tomorrow you understand something in another language, fine, nothing wrong. But this language has its own beauty. Okay, so what he says, Svabhavadasya naiva arti. Svabhava. By nature, one who understands the reality for himself, naiva arti. Artha means no anxiety, no helplessness, no sense of being in danger, never feels endangered, never affected. By nature, so restful, so comfortable, so much at ease with himself. Such a person, lokavat vyavaharinapi, lokavat, like ordinary people, engaging himself in every other activity in life. So there is no wise man's activity. Activity is same for all. Bodies move, bodies see, bodies grow, bodies change, sense organs are used for seeing, thoughts happen, perception takes place, sensation happens, just like any ordinary person. And what is extraordinary about a wise person? Recognizes the truth. The ignorant doesn't recognize the truth that he is. Both are the same. Agyasya vigya, agya vigya. Janati, na janati. Janati what? One who knows himself, vigya. Listen carefully, beautiful. Janati, one who knows himself, vigya. Doesn't know himself, agya. Now, if you don't know, do you mean to say you are not there? If you don't know the pumpkin doesn't exist. So even if you don't know, you are the same truth as one who knows himself. Only difference is somebody knows, somebody doesn't know. So when you come to teaching, you don't come to pick up some ideas about you or some role or some practice or something somewhere. Only know yourself. As simple as that. Are you getting that point, please? The rest of the thing is already there. So lokavat vyavaharinapi, even though engaging himself in activity like anybody else in this universe, what a relief, huh? Wow. Suppose the wise man's special activity, wise man means everybody who comes through the door, you come through the window or come through the wall. Everybody is eating food, you just look at it and the vitamins go through your eyes into your body. Anybody like to be like that? Just think of it. Everything is cold. When it's winter time, everybody is cold. The wise man, no dhoti, no clothes, nothing. Oh, yes. Summertime, everybody is hot. He's removing the clothes. That time, with blankets and everything he can move out. Unusual, stupid behavior. That's what people try to make themselves extraordinary. exceptional, peculiar. Both one only same. Both are same. One knows, one doesn't. Help the person to know, not to do. Such a person, when he knows what happens, Maharadaiva Akshobha, Maharadaiva, like a mighty lake. Radha means lake. Samudra is ocean. Maharada, like a mighty lake. Akshobhya, totally calm lake, placid. 100 square kilometer, a huge lake, no waves. Nistaranga Jalarasi Nischala. Mass of water, no movement. Gata Klesasa Sovate. Such a person shines with such amazing serenity. Gata Klesa, no hint of conflict of any kind. No hint of misery, no hint of conflict, no hint of complexes, no hint of any disturbance, any limitation at any kind. So shines. That is your nature. Close your eyes. You are just like this as you become living in this world, the changing body, changing creation with people, friends, parents, children, partners. In different positions. Even living with your own body with changing conditions. The mind that continuously changing. Sukhamaste, Swam Sevi. Happily sits down, happily sleeps. Sukham Bhakti, happily speaks. Sukham Bhakti, happily eats. Food for stomach is food. Food for the eyes, forms. Food for the ears, sounds. Food for the tongue, taste. Food for the nose, smell. Food for the eyes, sight. I will experience living. Sukhamaste, always at rest with himself. His perceptions doesn't add to his existence. Their absence creates no void, no emptiness. Your being who you are doesn't depend on a class or a thought. So as you sit down, there is no class, no books, no teaching, no teacher, no student, no learning. One absolute existence.